Good morning, folks, from Paris Landing State Park, Kentucky Lake. We're back down here again. Never give up. Not happy with my recent tournament performances, and so we made a little short trip. We got a 2-day trip down here. Do something a little bit different today. It's something I've been trying to get done last couple times I've been down here, but the weather, basically the wind, has kept me from doing it. We're gonna try to find some smallmouth out on these bars around stumps. It's something that's pretty unique to the Tennessee River, so that's the goal today. We're gonna try to be disciplined and just scan and stick with that, even though I'm gonna want to go shallow because we just had the first full moon of the year, and I suspect that there's some fish on beds. The water is, I believe it's 357, so it's just 2 feet below summer pool. And of course, a cold front came through. A lot of rain yesterday. Air temps this morning were in the mid 30s on the way here. It's supposed to get right at 60 degrees. So the last couple trips that I've been down here, it's been typical spring weather where you have some nice, really summer-like days, and then a cold front pushes through. So that's what we're dealing with this morning. Same thing tomorrow morning. It's going to be like 41 in the morning. It's supposed to warm up to like mid 60s. But man, God has blessed us with another beautiful day. Hope everybody had a happy Easter. Got some chocolate and marshmallows and stuff in your belly, whatever it is. Hope the kids had good Easter egg hunt. But we're going to dump the boat in. I'm really motivated to get out there and figure this stuff out, because got a lot to learn. Want to be able to compete in these tournaments, and so far my performance has been lackluster at best. So yeah, the only way to get better is to keep trying. Here we go. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do. Also check out baits.com. Use the code GABE15. We'll get you 15% off any GSM product. They got the Phoenix rods, they've got Bill Lewis, Yamamoto, Big Bite Baits, Buckeye. They got all kinds of good stuff. So save yourself 15% by using that code. There he is. They're stacked on this point. Man, I had to do it. Just throwing that little Hawgz Finesse jig. There's a bunch down there. There's a big old school of fish down there. But I just like to get my line tight every once in a while, man. Work hard, you gotta play a little bit. All right, folks, we've been scanning and scanning and scanning. We found a lot of good stuff. You know, just staying disciplined as much as possible, and the wind's blowing out on this point. I thought, well, I'll come up here, make a few casts, and there's a pretty significant school of bass down there. I don't know if there's some bigger ones mixed in with some small ones, but we decided to just drag something around, shake something around, and make a few casts, break up the monotony, and then we'll get back to idling. You know, it's boring. It's so boring just idling around, but that's what you gotta do. Another one. There's a bunch down there. I'll catch a couple more and we're gonna slide off to something else. All right, I'll show you what we're looking at here, folks, on the devil scope. We just, I don't know, I've been idling all around here. There's all kinds of little bars and humps and high spots. Just saw the wind blowing on this point, and I thought I'll come over here and have a look. And there's a pretty good school of bass out here, just roaming around. Some bait right there. Scan over here. You can't really see. There's some carp. There's a bunch of bass just kind of mixed in here on the bottom. And I've been catching them on a minnow. There we go. Some fish out here. They're just moving around out here. They're definitely sitting on this point. And we're gonna cast a jig around a little bit, see if we can snatch a couple up. I just need to take a little break and try to get my line tight. I'm gonna run a chatterbait a little bit too with this wind. I've been scanning for several hours. It's time to take a break. There you go. There, they're coming up off the bottom right there. A bunch of fish down there. Not giants, but it'll be fun. Chasing shad, having a good time. God. He had it. He had it. Alright, we gotta find some bigger fish. These are peewees. Some primo minnow shakers. I like it. Not one of them. Seems to be some pretty good fish sitting up yonder. Get a good cast in. There we go. Bass. Little sucker. Just stacked up on this point. It's fun. Little shinobi bug on a sea rig. Maybe a little Carolina Rig grub. Alright, we catch him one more and we're done. Yeah. Liking this grub more than liking anything else. Alright, we're done. We're gonna go look at some other stuff. I just wanted to play around with this school of fish. It's throwing this is a bait by Yamamoto. It's called a Shinobi grub. And I love a speed crawl on a Carolina rig. And this is like a finesse type crawl. It's a great jig trailer. Great shaky head deal. But apparently it works pretty good on a Carolina rig too. So I'm happy. It's got nice little finesse little flippers on it. So we're gonna go revisit some of the stuff that I scanned earlier that I didn't fish. Just some points. Well, really just some bars and little humps and stuff. Just right out here. We're gonna idle out there and have a look. The wind's kind of picked up, but I just wanted to get my line tight a little bit, you know. We're gonna go look at some of the stuff we scanned and see if there's anything on it. Got him. Saw some shad getting busted up in there. Thought I'd pick up the old minnow and shake it around out there, and caught us one. ate it too. Fishing has not been easy today for me. Tell you what, that hook gets them good. Fat little fish. See if we can do that again. I mean, he was up at nothing. Okay. Let me figure it out. I know this is just a Ned Rig. There he is. Freaking tube. Right up on that lay down. Texas Rig tube. Yeah, that's a pretty good fish. A midster. Ned Rig is saving the day. They're just all over this thing. Just throw it out. Don't even have to move it, and they're coming up and grabbing it. I think we're going to catch some big fish in here if we just keep doing this. All right, folks, we're catching them pretty good on a Ned Rig. I don't fish a Ned Rig all that much, but this cold front conditions, water's like 67 degrees, full moon. You know, they're acting a little bit funky for me. You know, they're shallow, but they just, I don't know. Ned Rig is the deal right now, though. But it's just a Z-Man Big TRD. And one thing you should do with this is just really pull it, rough it up. It releases like that salt and stuff in there, and it gives it that kind of buggy look. When you get it right out of the package, it's real slick. And for some reason, I mean, this releases the salt, and it just gives it, I don't know, it gives it a better look. Gives it some more texture. But that's the first thing I'm going to do. And you can see that salt kind of starting to come out. And got this 1/8 ounce Kell style hook, which I really love. And one thing that's important with this as well, you just run it right up the middle best you can. With that elastic, you're going to have a wire keeper. Lead won't work. It's got to have something to grab it. And this is really important. Run it all the way up on there. And I like to really mushroom that head and push it in there really hard, and that puts that bait right up against the head, and then it wants to back off, but that keeper grabs it. If you don't do that, you're going to have issues. But just push it up there as hard as you can, and that keeper will grab it, and that's what we're catching fish on. I'm putting a little bit of spike it on the tail, but they're biting it pretty good. Big old crappie. That was a bass. There's some big ass crappie in this lake. Golly. That crappie, folks. 5-inch hinge minnow. There's a couple down there that are bigger than this. Some steak beds. That is a really nice crappie. That's catfish. Stupid catfish. What we got? Don't feel like a crappie. Another catfish. Freaking drum, baby drum. Guess I gotta eat too. Yo, finally got a decent fish, man. Freaking Ned Rig. Been trying to like force it all day, moving fast. Just pulled back in this bay, and we're about, I don't know, a third of the way back. The front of it, I didn't really see any fish, but I'm starting to see some fish back here. And man, I'm just throwing this. It's like an 1/8 ounce jig head. This is a TRD, like the bigger one. Throwing it on this Virtus Red Diamond. This is I actually really like this rod. I haven't fished it a whole lot, but it's a 7'4", medium moderate fast. It's their FFS scope spin. It's a 4-power. It's got a nice tip to it, and I'm throwing some like 12-pound braid. Little free reel I won last year in the BFL. I was a giveaway reel. But we're gonna just kind of cruise down. That fish was like in 4 feet of water. The boat's only in 7, so I'm gonna do a little finesse fish and see what happens. All right, folks, that is a wrap. Ended up the day here in the marina. I mean, we caught some fish. I think if I would have did that Ned Rig thing all day long, we'd probably caught a lot more. That's painstakingly slow, and that's not what we came here to do. You know, we found some fresh cover. It got windy out there. I mean, it really got windy. If you were north of the bridge, you just couldn't fish out the main lake. South, yeah, you bounce around and figure some stuff out, but we're gonna get out there tomorrow and continue our quest to figure out how to catch fish off the bank. So, see you in the morning.